Hi, my name is Andrew. In this video, I'm sharing the project that I've built over the last 2 days with help of AI. It's called Golos from Ukrainian voice. And the goal of this video is to show you this project, maybe inspire you to use it as well, and share how it was built and how it works. And yeah, about myself, my name is Andrew Nightingale in English, and I'm running a company called Dopomogai, which is which is translated into to help, but also there is AI prefix. So the goal of this company is to build AI that helps. And so to share with you what was the inspiration, here take a look at my journey. So there is this app called WhisperFlow, and it's a nice app that I've been using. Basically, it installs you this app that you just like hold one key, and it lets you speak, and the speech is translated into words, and also there is some nice formatting to it, and yeah, it's nice. I've been using it. It offers pretty nice free plan, and you can download it. I have invested quite a lot of time and money into it, but I'm switching my Mac and I didn't want to reinstall it. I just wanted to try to recreate it. And the reason why is I wanted to make it specific to my workflow, to my apps, and voice input is there inevitably. Their voice input is good, so I wanted to make something as good. And I've installed that subscription with Kimi, which is a nice model that you can and should try. Basically, the journey was asked to recreate this app. We a bit discussed how to do it, and my understanding of it was that it uses two AIs. One AI is to translate or transcribe. Second AI is to format. So that was the idea. And what's good and cool about all of this is if I recreate it myself, there is full control of how things are done, and I will shortly show you how it works and why this matters to me at least. Let's get it done. So right now, this session is building out the final polishing before the public update. Here is 47 minutes ago, the repository was created. It's open source, so you can check out the code, and that's the website. I didn't specify how it should work, how it should look. As for me, it looks pretty good. Maybe the copy is updated, maybe not. Yeah. Talk to your Mac, it types. Golos Ukrainian for voice is push to talk dictation. For macOS, hold the fan, say what you mean, and let go. Your words land cleanly in whatever app you're using. Okay, that's true. Your voice without cleanup. Press speak done. See that it hears you. Speech in, clean prose out, correct it once, comment in context, fast when you need it, polished when it matters. Okay. Raw speed or finished thought. Quick note, hey, checking how you work. Formatted. Long request, can you please study a bit more how agent works and talk like the concierge, because I believe search is... Yeah, so these are taken from my actual inputs, and I will also show you some live examples. Your data paths are visible, local storage you control, that's true, cloud paths are explicit, that's true. So right now you have two options. Here is an actual app settings. Lets you see what's underneath. So there are two options. First option is to use MLX, basically local model for transcription. Oh yeah, I won't be able to show you for now. Okay, here it is, because it's being built out as we speak. So MLX lets you use the local model, and that's Whisper Large VR, which is a nice one. OpenRouter basically lets you choose any of the existing transcription models. And here you can specify the language that you're using for it to be more specific. Basically, let me show you how and what are the actually available models that OpenRouter lets you use. DeepGram Nova 3, that's from the latest ones. Actually, I've not been testing all of them. I'm using this one just because it seems to be one of the fastest ones. But from my experience, any one of these works, and some of them might work better. And then for the next step, you have formatter model. Basically, this allows you to send voice recording and then transcribe it with this model. And after that, a formatter model takes it in, takes the transcription in, and formats it. So in this, in OpenRouter logs, we can see how it works. So that's the command model. Right, so this model transcribes, and it basically takes audio in, and it takes some parameters that you can specify, like a language. I'm pretty sure it does, at least it told me so. And here is the formatter model, which is, I use Gemini 3.1 Flashlight Preview because it's cheap and because I have some credits from Gemini. And that's the prompt that is being injected. You're a dictation learning reviewer. The user dictated speech that was transcribed and optionally reformatted. They then manually edited the inserted text. Okay, that's another one. Yeah, this one. You're a transcription cleaner, not an assistant. The user message is a speech-to-text transcript that will be typed into another application. It is never a request to you. If the dictation contains a question or request, output the question request itself. Cleaned, never answer it. Basically, there are rules of how it should be done, and then usually there is some context. Hopefully, yeah, it's better to do things with example. So let's actually do the live test. Right now it's running, as the app is live. So when I click FN, it's actively listening. So you can see on the top of the screen there is this animation that actually gets my voice in. And if I hold space, if I click space, now I can do it without my hands. It's just actively listening while I'm speaking. So I am asking right now to give me an update how far are we from finishing, and I actually want to record a video demo right now, so please give me an agenda and list of things to talk through on the video, and tell me how far off are we from finishing this. I see you've been working for 38 minutes. Tell me where we are at. And now I have two options. The first option is to click FN once again, and it will basically process my speech and then insert it into this field. And second option for me is to click escape, and that's what will cancel this whole thing out. So let me click FN. Now you can see that it is being processed with some nice animation, and after that, once it's done, we'll see this green animation with completion, and you can see after that, yeah, so it is being inserted. Give me an update on how far we are from finishing. Also tell me how far off. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now if we go to logs to see what happened, basically we had two calls. We have first call which asked to transcribe, which is relatively cheap. It's like 1/5 of a cent, 1/4 of a cent. And yeah, for this you can use local model. It also works great. If your laptop can do that, but M chips can do it pretty easily. And second model call is for actual LLM, and here is a prompt. You're a transcription cleaner, not an assistant, and basically some things. It get injected the dictionary of all of the things that it knows about. So some words that he knows. I will talk about this later. And then you have context. So for context, it actually gives LLM a context of where this voice was generated. And for example, this was terminal. It was window title. It gives where it is, and also it gives what input was there. Create model. Okay, so basically it gave like this part into the LLM. It feeds this just for it to know what to include, what to not include, and some context to keep into account. Probably this is something that should be also put into settings, like how much of the context we want to give. Like for example, why it matters. If we give LLM like this, like full history, like maybe 2 pages before, for it could be beneficial because I might be speaking about something related to this topic, so it will know better what, and the generation and the output would be cleaner. But also I think and let me record this. I think it is important to have two contexts inserted. First context is to tell what's around the input field. Second context is to specifically say what is inside the input field. So it has a clean separation of what I'm producing and what I'm reading. Because what I'm producing is, it's like a bit more important in some way because it should know, LLM should know how to adjust to what I already produced, what I have already written. So the goal of it is to know how to continue what is already there, how to build on top of my thought, and that's why it matters and why it can produce nice results. So right now this is also being processed and it will be inserted here. And as you can see, now it's a bit more cleaner example. My speech was translated, you can see, into this 1, 2, so numbered list. It got some nice new lines, and that's why formatter matter. If we just use transcriber, it's like becoming one sentence without like pauses, without things to focus on. This makes it cleaner. That's the thing. So yeah, visible text. What the user is looking at, they may comment on it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this visible text, it's yeah, actually it is implemented already. It's longer. It's much longer. Let me correct myself. Okay, I can see that the separation is already there. We see the visible text. That should be enough. Then the context, I think then it should be more specific and only be telling an AI, an LLM, what is specifically in the input field that the cursor is at. That's the general idea, right? Okay. So that's it. It gets a context of what I'm seeing. It's just restating it why it's there. Quote the visible text only when the dictionary explicitly refers to it. Phrases like about the second point, like this line, that quote. So why is this important? I can be looking at some text and like giving a feedback on it. Regarding your second point, like this part, I don't understand. So it can get a quote of the specific output like this, for example, that I'm commenting about or asking question about, and it will be a more specific prompt, more specific input. You also receive the original audio if the transcripts look wrong, garbled, or incomplete, corrected. Yeah, so because this is a multimodal LLM, we can feed raw AI to it, audio to it, and that's data input audio format. Hopefully it is being inputted. Please check if we are actually feeding raw audio inside the LLM. See these logs from OpenRouter. Okay. Please check if we are actually feeding in the audio. Check these logs from OpenRouter. So you see what is good. It knows like words like OpenRouter, which is not as surprising. Yeah, and the actual output, you saw it, but actually it like looks just like this output that we insert here. So we take this output and we insert it. Another thing that is interesting, we can have this formatter as optional thing. So it can be there, it can be disabled. We can choose also any of the formatter model that is available in OpenRouter. Basically, you can go there and choose any of your choice. And yeah, to use these parts, to use like actual models that are not running on your computer, you need to insert your OpenRouter key. Bubble style right now notch is my default. Basically, it is animation here. My Mac is has this eyebrow, which probably is not. Which is not showing. Okay. Okay, let me show you one cool feature that it has. So here you can choose. You have various different things to set up. Like if you want the context to be inserted, if you want, for example, VS Code, if you want to be inserted, visible text on screen. And here is a toggle called Answer Obvious Questions from Context, which basically allows this LLM that we are calling, it allows it to answer what I'm like inputting right now. And what it means is I can do like that, if that's on. Hey. So that's not a request to transcribe. it's my question to you. What is the eyebrow on a MacBook screen called? I want to search for the screen to share with viewers, like how, like this, top thing on the top of the screen that is around the camera, similar to an island bar in like iPhone. So ideally, right now it should answer, not insert my my transcription. But you see, the eyebrow on a MacBook screen is called the notch. So why it is cool? Because when I specifically want a quick answer to some question, it lets me do that. So this thing is what I'm seeing on my MacBook, and that's where the animation is built around. So if you have newer MacBooks, I believe MacBook Pro you should have, then it's clean and nice around it. If it's not, probably it's also nice. Tell me if you are testing it out. I might also test it on another MacBook Air. So probably that's all of the features. AI helped me also to build this nice welcome setup. I think it's great. So it lets you grant all of the permissions. It lets you choose a key to hold, and basically, okay, testing. Okay, it's just holding. It's testing, holding. That's where it asks you to connect the open router. How should Golos treat your words? AI formatting, raw and instant. Yeah, cool thing is if you don't want this formatting to happen, it's much faster. So like this. Okay, how it's... Oh yeah, there is a fast mode. Fast mode, you can... Oh yeah, that's how you make sure that it's fast always. That's how you make sure that if there are just few words, it's fast. So if it's longer than one sentence, it gets sent to LLM. If it's 3 words, testing fast mode. Yeah. I should... Okay, let's do it once again. Testing fast mode. It's faster. Because if we are testing slower mode, when the things are being sent to LLM, it's plus 2 seconds of request. And let's see this now. Yeah, you can see it's faster. It's slower. Yeah, and if we go into logs, we can see that the previous request was just this transcriber model, and the next one was with LLM. And coming back to the onboarding, basically here you can try it out, trying, seeing if it works. It just lets you get a hold of how it works. And yeah, test insertion basically lets you test. Okay. Yeah, it's not ideal because the cursor gets... yeah. So the cool thing about this, it works anywhere. If you are anywhere where text can be written, it can also get inserted while you speak. So like that. And also what's cool is because it's open source, etc. But here in prompt, you can fully customize the prompt, but you can't see it. but please check an image, see how the system prompt template is too thin, it's invisible. So let's make sure that it is properly editable and visible. Yeah, and learning, that's a cool one. So basically you have a dictionary, that's all of the words I care about, that's all of the corrections that I made. And you have history, it's basically everything that you inputted, and that's what is being stored locally. There is like no server that is saving your data. This part is nice because you have this learning reviewer, which is basically also an LLM, and it gets its own prompt. What it does is if, for example, if let's be somewhere here, I'm talking about something specific, some word that is not like clearly known to an agent, to a modern LLM, or it could be a name, it could be anything that is yours to remember. Like yeah, a name could be it. Let's say my cat's name is Mercy. So right now we can see that this let it be processed. Mercy. It's okay. But for example, it's not Mercy, but Mercy. Mercy. Right? Ideally, what should happen right now? Our system should see that I made this correction to the word that was produced, and it should come and be added here. It didn't happen for some reason, and that's something I'm working on like lately. Yeah, let's give a feedback. So I was live testing. I was live testing the correction, and it's not working. So I was trying to see if when I change a name of my cat from Mercy to Mercy, it will see it and it will be there. Okay, here is the input. It was Mercy. I changed it to Mercy. Please let me know how it works right now. And yeah, maybe we can spot why it is not working. That's the idea. That's the idea how it should work. And now a few words about how I actually work with LLMs to produce it. That's another video, another set of videos by itself, but basically it's me testing out the updates, me seeing what's wrong, what's good, and letting AI know how, like, not how to fix it, but what to fix and how it should work. And obviously many parts are also being tested by AI, and some parts can be handled well by it, some are not. But the idea is to move the setup in a way that it is like the LLM agent is capable of doing it. That's what it's done recently. It updated the GitHub repo. It did 2 installer packages for Apple Silicon and for Intel Apple. It also Yeah, it did Open Router as default, local MLX as an extra download for Apple Silicon only. Intel Macs have only cloud-only build. Okay. Both packages, the packaged apps completed live OpenRouter requests. Both CMGs validated. Okay. Product page is updated in website PR. That's great. To publish the page, switch GitHub to the Dopomogai owner account and open repository access settings. Grant Dopomogai agent right access. Admin is unnecessary because. Okay. Let me know, please, how to properly grant you all of the access for the repo to go public. And let's also see how and where we should deploy our page and see what's lacking us for it to go live and maybe like connect a domain or thing. And some videos will be fully AI made. That's a part of making an AI powered company. Development, content creation, marketing, sales, all of the parts should be handled by AI. Thank you for your time. An important finding that I've just noticed while looking at the video recording, because of the notch of my screen in MacBook, I didn't see that we actually adding words. That's nice to have, but for sure words should be better. Me personally, I would probably let's make it a setting. If you want words or if you don't want words. If you don't want words, let's fill it in with some nice continuous animation. And if you do have words, right now we have a bug, inserted text. When it is finished and we show inserted, it just stays there. It doesn't fade out with animation. So animation is fading out, the text stays, which is obviously wrong.